Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I wanted to make a little video just talking about the current state and future of Union Arena. We are officially 6 months into the card game being released since the super pre-releases back at the end of September, start of October, when Bleach and Hunter x Hunter released. So yeah, we're officially 6 months in. Wanted to give my 2 cents on just how I'm feeling about the card game, how I'm feeling that the current state of it is, and where I think the card game is going to go in the future. Appreciate anybody's support over the last 6 months because it has been an awesome time. I personally love Union Arena. While it's not the most competitive card game, I think it's an extremely well thought out, for the most part, and well made card game, and a really, really fun one to play as well as collect. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and dive into it. Like and subscribe if you guys enjoy. And again, let me know all of your opinions on where you think Union Arena might be going and where you think it is currently down in the comments for sure, because I'm definitely curious about the general opinion about the card game. But outside of the animes within the card game and the awesome lineup that they do have of animes to come, and the ones that we do have currently in Union Arena, I would say that the card game is definitely not the most competitive for the most part, which I'm going to get to a little bit later. If you didn't know, they did announce a new regionals that they're going to be promoting here soon, hopefully with more information for Union Arena. But that's another thing about the card game that I wanted to get into was the card game isn't the most competitive if you've never played it. I mean, in the sense that I would say there's a higher luck ceiling, a lot of people I'm sure could agree, than there is a skill ceiling. While you do need to, learn the cards, have a good deck, know how to play the deck, and there's definitely misplays you can make that can completely change the game. There's a big portion of the game that is literally just if your life is stronger and helps you more than your opponents, that's going to be really one-sided. The game is still in its early stages, so I would say it's more basic than a lot of people would probably want, in the sense that you can't do a ton during your turns. But with that said, it is a really, really fun card game. If you go in not trying to just be the best, not trying to win with the best deck, you and your friend go up against each other with not the most meta decks, or even if you do, it can still be a really fun time. There can be some really fun interactions. You can go back and forth, but on the other hand, you can also just absolutely destroy the other person. On top of that, if you're new to deck building, and I think we've all been there in our first few decks that we tried to build ourselves while learning everything, if you don't put enough zeros, ones, twos, if you don't have the right ramp, especially zeros, you can literally just not be able to play the game at the start, but that's a whole nother conversation. In the end, I think it's a really fun card game that a lot of people could get into. And with all that said, I just wanted to mention that my background is that I'm pretty much newer to card games. I played Fusion World before this a little bit, and one of the things that got me into it was the online simulator. I would love for more official online card game simulators to come out, but regardless, that got me into playing card games locally, and then with Union Arena, I was able to full dive into it because I was already used to playing locally. So I do want to make some videos because I think that's another side of Union. I want to try to help people get into the card game, which I have had planned for a while. I just want to finally sit down and do it. But regardless, I hope that me helping people get into the card game down the line will hopefully be a reason that this card game does grow, because that's where we currently are at with the card game 6 months later. I don't know about you guys personally, this will probably vary from city to city, but where I play locally in Denver, Colorado, there's definitely not a ton of new players. Again, I've been here since the launch of the game 6 months ago in September, and I can honestly say that the scene has not been growing a ton. Now, granted, a part of that is there's so many card games to compete with. It's unquestionable. The amount of people that look at Union, but then they see One Piece or even Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, I would say those games are definitely thriving a lot more than Union Arena. And, while it's just, a choice at the end of the day, I think another thing that does turn people off of Union is just the value in the cards. I know a lot of people don't know everything getting into the card games financially ahead of time, and they're not really too worried about that. But when people are opening packs, buying boxes, looking up card value, because we all do when we get a hit at the end, and see that it's literally worth $2 to $5 possibly, or one alternate art in your $7 box, it really is kind of unfortunate. Now, that's gambling. That can happen in a lot of card games, I'm sure, but I think we can all agree the prices of Union Arena cards are very, very low. And again, it's just supply and demand at the end of the day, right? So yeah, while you can't really get into the card game and make a ton of money most of the time, you can always pull some of the higher rarity cards for sure and make some money, like signatures or the 3 stars or the starter deck alt arts. Those are definitely worth some for sure. For the most part, I'm sure there's other card games where the alt arts that you pull are more often than not a pretty solid price versus literally $5 to $10 for your one alt art that you got out of your box. Because, you know, some boxes, if you don't know, they can only have one alt, or they can have up to two. That's a whole nother conversation, but at the end of the day, that's where I'm going with this, is I do think that the prices of cards not being as high as people would expect them to be does kind of turn them off when they're first getting into the game. Because I'm sure as adults, you know, we're all happy to see when we pull an alt in a certain card game that it goes for a certain amount. But regardless, yeah, again, I think a big portion of this is really just competition. And so many of them are Bandai card games, too. It's Bandai competing with itself. It's so hilarious. That's what I see a lot, at least locally, is One Piece is definitely the thing people choose over Union Arena when they're comparing the two. Anime card games, I guess, right? Obviously, they play a lot different and stuff, and I can totally understand. I'm sure One Piece does have a completely different... I've never looked into it, but I've seen some stuff, and it definitely plays a lot different. Regardless, yeah, if people are choosing One Piece over Union, I don't blame them. That's the other thing. I just personally don't care about One Piece, and I really do care about Union, where I guess that's where we'll kind of segue. So I think Union is in a really good spot, but I don't think it's really grown too much in the last 6 months. I wish I had more people that I could try to get into the card game, but that's kind of what I'm trying to do with the channel. You know, here and there, we're working on it. But regardless, yeah, I would love to see more people get into it. Hopefully with some new player guides and pointing people to the free online simulator just to try the card game, they could really, really get into it. And if you're watching this and you've never played it, at the very least, download the tutorial app just to literally see the card game in action, and then go check out my other videos. Maybe you'll want to go try out the simulator online. I think that's a great way to get into card games, is being able to play online real games for free. Go check it out. Link in bio. Cardboard Kitsune. Great online simulator to try Union Arena. But yeah, while the card game hasn't grown a ton since release, in my opinion, as far as new players, while the prices of cards are definitely staying pretty low and honestly continuing to drop as far as alt arts and signatures and stuff, and you know, I'm not complaining as someone who wants to buy these cards, I do hope and think that, you know, Union Arena does have a really bright future. I think a big portion of this is on Bandai's end of things, of course. As far as hopefully promoting the game a little more, they did mention, like I said, the regionals thing, so I'll have that up on screen if it's not now. But yeah, if you guys didn't see, they did announce an official Union Arena regionals. Personally, I don't really have the funds to travel, but if I was ever in a situation where I could financially do it, or if they host it locally in Colorado, which I know they've done for like Digimon and stuff, I would 100% go. I'm so down. I'm not someone who's trying to win, but I'm so down to support the scene, as long as it's, you know, reasonable and I'm able to do it. Unfortunately, I am not a person who has the funds to go fly to Orlando to play Union Arena, because let's be honest, at the end of the day, even though they are announcing this competitive scene, I am hoping the game becomes more skill-based and a little less luck-based, because it is very unfortunate. I couldn't imagine flying all the way to Florida from, let's just say, Washington, for example, for a just Union Arena tournament, and when you get there, you lose because you didn't draw your raids or something, or your opponent's life just had specials and yours didn't. Like, a lot of the time, that is really what it comes down to. And it's so unfortunately easy to, with how the mulligan works, to literally not hit a 0, and then there you are waiting to be able to play cards. I'm sure we've been there once or twice. It's all luck at the end of the day, but hopefully they can kind of change that a little. And I've seen some of the cards with more effects to come, with new effects to come. I think they can really spice up the game, make it less bricky and more skill-based. Maybe when we're at a point where we can adjust our life to, and we know what triggers are where, or who knows what's going to happen. I only the future could tell us what effects are to come. But yeah, in general, I think the game is very basic in some degrees, to the point where it does make it more luck-based for sure. So yeah, hopefully with more effects and stuff, it will make the competitive scene more viable. I don't know if we'll ever get to the point where it's worth flying states away just for Union Arena. I'm sure that's what a lot of people are doing, is kind of playing Union as their side game. So as long as we keep them in it and they're going to play One Piece and they're willing to participate in a Union tournament while they're down there, that'd be sick for sure. So again, I love Union Arena. I think it's really fun. I think it's a great card game, especially for new people to get into. If you haven't played card games in years like me, it's so easy to get into. I have videos trying to get people into it as far as the simulator and stuff. I'm going to try to drop some tutorial videos as well, assuming you're a new person who's never seen Union Arena. It's an awesome card game and I love it. And again, that tutorial app is a great place to start. You can download it right now on your phone and just literally try the card game. You just play against an AI, but it's better than nothing. You know, it's an official one on your phone to try. But yeah, at the end of the day, Union Arena, it's got Bandai behind its back. It's got the most insane lineup of anime to come. If you haven't seen, we've just got so much. Black Clover's around the corner right after Sword Art. Full Metal Alchemist is being added. Also, if you're not aware, they're doing set 2s of stuff. So if you're into Bleach and only Bleach, they have a Bleach Volume 2 that's going to be dropping, which builds off of the cards from Set 1. Hopefully, maybe that'll increase the value of cards from Set 1 as well, which will be really cool to see. But yeah, we've already got a Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, and Jujutsu Kaisen Set 2s coming, so, and you can look at the Japanese cards as well, see what future sets we might get. But yeah, it's really, really cool to see what they're doing. Hopefully we can also get synced with Japan, because it kind of is annoying being behind a Japanese meta, even though I'm sure a lot of card games do that. This isn't the only card game that does that, but it almost feels like they're speeding up the releases a little bit for Union Arena, to the point where they might have us on some sort of a sync schedule. Because if you also didn't know, while we are getting a lot of these animes and just this whole card game 6 months to a year later than Japan, we are getting synced stuff, like simultaneous releases, like One Punch Man, for example. The US and Japan, the English version and Japan of One Punch released at the exact same time. So it'd be cool to see more of that for sure. That'll definitely help the game a little bit. And yeah, in general, hopefully just see the scene grow. Also, if they ever decide to release, if someone at Bandai is watching this, listen, if you release a online official simulator or even just a mobile version of the game, I know without a doubt that would make this game huge. Because that's the thing I love about this game. It can feel really fun and just not really skill-based, like I said, and you can have some fast games to the point where it almost feels like it'd be an amazing mobile game. You're limited to 4 lanes, so it's not like the game's too wide to be on mobile, you know? I think this would be a peak mobile game, truly. Put codes in the packs, so then you're getting people to go buy packs, get virtual packs as well, dude. Come on, it's so free. But at the end of the day, I don't see any Bandai promotion. From my experience, there's been multiple rare battles and a few release events where Bandai just didn't send the product in time. And again, I'm in Denver, Colorado. I'm not in some rural town where I guess I could understand Bandai not sending out the product in time. But yeah, with more support from Bandai in general all around, we just need to get more people into this, and I think this card game has an amazing future. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to share my 2 cents with you guys. Make some different content too, rather than just upload nonstop gameplay, which hopefully you guys enjoy. I love just playing this game constantly. Sword Art Online is around the corner, so we're going to be dropping videos on that, of course. And once again, let me know your thoughts and opinions on Union Arena in the comments. If there's enough of them, and I don't know if there's a lot of them. I don't know. There's a chance I make a video out of the comments, though. Who knows? A follow-up. But yeah, in general, I have high hopes for this game. And yeah, if Bandai just puts some more love and support into it, I think the future could be huge for it, for sure. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one. And thanks again for all the support. Peace.